Hello everybody and welcome your faces back to Crypto Jet, where today we're going to be talking about Ripple once again and discuss in sort of an inverted sense, which means we're going to go through the technicals first and then see a bit of news, a bit of fundamentals, see what's actually going on behind the project. Now, if you like the video, don't hesitate to leave a like down below, ask me a question in the comment section related to Ripple or another cryptocurrency, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's move on. So what you can see on the screen now is our previous price prediction for Ripple approximately about a month ago, right? So you can see this little line right here. You can take a look at Ripple, the actual video. It was on the 4-hour chart, and we sort of predicted a upswing in the market, which ended up happening quite vigorously, rising from a price of half of a dollar all the way until almost $2 in a month. So this is a pump. Ripple was pumped tremendously, but still it was quite a good prediction, and we made good use of this Fibonacci retracement level, which, as you can see, after this trend break right here, so you can see an important zone of resistance. You can see a break of the resistance, but very strong selling pressure. However, a consolidation, another break, very big bullish candles, a break of the resistance, a retracement back into the 61% Fibonacci retracement level right here, and a further move upwards. Now, there was a little retracement as well that went even deeper than the Fibonacci level, but you can always just plot another Fibonacci sort of retracement level. So this one was calculated from this low, but if you calculate a level from this low, then you can see that, yeah, it wasn't really respected. So this is why I don't trust Fib with my life, and neither should you. But we're going to move on to the daily time frame and do a fresh top-down analysis of the market like we always do. So no need for all of these indicators. It does look very beautiful. I'm kind of sad that it's removed off the screen, but it doesn't really matter. So first thing that I do is try to plot out all of the important zones of support and resistance in the market. So one very important zone that I can see is this one right here, around the 65 or 70 cent mark, where we have seen a few different touches. So boom, one touch right here, one touch right here. This was in December 2020. We saw sort of a double bottom setup before the price retraced all the way down into this sort of price floor, almost reaching the low of March 2020 when the coronavirus pandemic actually happened. So these are a few zones to take into account. Now, this price floor could also be a zone of support. I could plot these zones out all day, and I really like to, because it just simply, it's the best way to practice your views of the market, because historically all consolidations, all big moves, whether it's bearish or bullish, they all happen from the apex points of these areas of value. These areas of value are support and resistance. So you either see a hit from the top, from the bottom side into a resistance and then a huge downturn, or you see a hit from the top side into the bottom and then a huge upturn in the market, as we could see here, for example. So if we zoom out a little bit, we can notice something that looks like a trend line. Now, a trend line, the same rule applies with a trend line as it does with support and resistance. The more touches your trend line has, the more valid it actually is. So what we can see here is the trend line consolidating with this area of support, or should I say resistance in the past, and potentially acting as a support in the future. Now, let's do something a bit crazy. So we're going to take this point right here, plot out our Fibonacci retracement line, and see that it is approximately lined up right here. I do not trust this. Why do I not trust this? Because Ripple was clearly pumped like crazy in the past month, let's say, right? So since from the 4th of April, where this candle is, until the 14th of April, so in 10 days, the price increased by a whopping 400% almost. So that's quite crazy, and that's why I believe the same as it's crazy for a coin to go 400% in 10 days, it's also crazy for a coin not to retrace further than this Fibonacci level right here. So I would expect Ripple to at least retrace back into this area right here before continuing its upswing. Now, it's a very obvious thing to notice. So market makers, institutions, people who want to get it at a lower price may do something very similar in something that's called a stop hunt or liquidity candle. So what could happen is we could continue this downtrend, slightly. We could get down, consolidate on this trend line, and then you know what traders like me and you are going to say? We're going to say, yeah, it's following this trend line. It's beautiful. Let's get a buy-in while it's still under $1 so we can catch the huge move once it starts moving for a new all-time high. But no, what the market makers are going to do, they're going to make something that's called a liquidity candle. So basically, at this point right here, when all the buyers actually buy in and they think, oh my God, tremendous, beautiful, they're going to artificially dump the price down quite a bit into this next level of support, and then buy at a price that's, as you can see, almost twice as good as this price here. So once they dump the coin down there, all of these traders, they bought in right here, right here, right here, even at the point today, all of these traders are going to be losing a lot of money, and a lot of them will actually sell their positions because they have weak hands, right? So never sell when you're in a loss, because crypto always goes up. But these people will actually sell, and then the market makers will make the best possible entry and make 2 times their profits rather than if they actually entered at this point right here. So now you understand what I'm trying to say. This is called stop hunting, or a liquidity candle, and it happens all the time. This right here, liquidity candle. It's simply a liquidity candle. Why didn't the price go up right here? Nobody knows why. So Ripple is a weird coin when it comes to things like these, but what I can predict for it is, we kind of have a messy chart right here, but what I can predict for it is definitely a retracement a little bit further down, and a definite move upwards, but the only question is when it will move upwards. I suspect it will be somewhere in this vicinity of this zone of support slash resistance. A bit down or a bit up, to be honest, doesn't really matter in the long term. So when we're talking about 6 months plus or years, because if the price goes to $4 at one point, it really doesn't matter if you bought in at 70 cents or $1, because you're making 4 times increase anyways, right? Yes. Moving on to the fundamentals. From the fundamentals perspective, we can look at a bit more technicals first, because I like them a lot more. So $1.11, that's the price currently. Market cap of around $50 billion. Fully diluted of $110 billion. Excuse the dog outside barking. I'm going to go sedate it very soon. That's a joke, Peter. But 45% of the coins are in supply, so the fully diluted market cap actually means if all of the coins were in supply, what would the market cap be by the current amount of investors in the actual coin, right? Makes sense. Beautiful. So the all-time high was at almost $4 back in 2018 with a significantly smaller volume than today. So it's going to be interesting what this coin, as well as all the others, are going to do in the next few years. Now, a cheeky look at their Twitter, we can see that the whole idea of Ripple, as we've reviewed it before, is to create a global payment system. Now, there's a little bit of sketchiness in the Ripple community. Some people are claiming that XRP coin is not actually needed for Ripple net, which is it's a big thing, but I haven't gathered enough information about it. So let's just assume that this coin is beautiful, just like the market cap states, but so is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin also has a huge market cap, but it's essentially useless as a means of payment because it is so slow and robust. It's the dinosaur of the cryptocurrency community. And one day, believe me, the market cap will pour out of Bitcoin into all of these other better projects such as Cardano, SushiSwap, or more. Now, there are more than 70 people within the US and an estimated 1.7 billion globally who live their daily lives outside the financial system. So they want to address this problem by blockchain. I like this. I like the people. The blockchains are actually helping each other get out there and grow, right? Recently, they announced a cross-border payments partnership with Tranglo, the region's leading payments specialist. Now, Tranglo only has 2,000 followers on Twitter, so I don't know how important this is, but let's say they use WeChat or something where they have a larger amount of followers. We will never know. Lastly, I would like to take a look at their Earth Day post, which is saying that they want to make a sustainable future for blockchain and fintech industry, which is a very, very noble thing to do. Thank you, Ripple, for caring about our environment. You deserve a like. Now, a bit about the site. I mean, we have covered this. We're just going to cover it real quick to remind you what actually Ripple does. It's a decentralized infrastructure, 3 seconds for a payment, 0% failure rate. I mean, every crypto pretty much has this. $0 in pre-funding. I have no idea what this means. And further, we can hear more about actual customers, partnerships that Ripple has had. Ripple X is this sort of infrastructure of the internet of value. and more. So you can join the Ripple net, which is not what I'm going to do right now. Right now, I'm going to end this video on a very nice note. I'm going to tell you guys, have a nice end of the day, have a green end of the month in the cryptocurrency world, and I will see you guys in the next one. Adios.